a lot of misinformation, misunderstanding about everything out there. So we should start with the basics. Like, what is the basic definition of inflation? Quote, inflation is a general increase in the price of goods and services in an economy. So please have in mind that that's the new definition of inflation. So many years ago, do you know that they just changed the definition as they changed the definition of recession, and they just changed the things to make the things fit better on what's going on. The definition a couple of years ago, it was the expansion of the money supply. The cost of inflation is coming from different angles. So probably we have supply chain disruption, or supply demand disruption, greedy business, and some other things. But from the other side, with the old definition of inflation, we can conclude that the inflation is the fault of the government, from the Fed, because the Federal Reserve is the only one who can print money out of the thin air, and they just expand their balance sheet. In 2022, the inflation is coming from two different sides, in my opinion. First, it's coming from the supply side, that I'm going to talk a little bit more in a little bit, and also it's coming from the expansion of M2 money supply, basically all the money that the government printed during these last couple of years, basically since 2008, that they are just printing billions of dollars every single day. So first, I'm going to explain you a little bit about this supply chain disruption and why it's coming from some part of the inflation nowadays coming from that side. In 2020, all the governments around the world, they just shut down the economy. They just send the people home to do nothing. So people did not produce anything at all. They just stay at home. So all the production of goods and services that the real economy needs, no one was producing anything. So what happens if people doesn't produce anything? You decrease supply. But if you keep the same demand, we have an unbalance there. So basically, the government just say, send everyone home, stay there, don't leave your house, stay there, don't move, basically. So people stop producing things. What has happened? The government, I think that all the governments around the world, they just did the same. They just send everyone money. So they just send stimmy checks, we call it here in the US. So everyone have more money to pay the rent, to save, to pay other things, to shopping on Amazon. So people start consuming more because they just have more money, because people didn't have to pay for gas. So they keep more money on their savings and to consume more. So people start buying and buying more. So we have an imbalance between supply and demand. So people start increasing demand, but the supply was basically going down because no one was producing anything. So we have an imbalance there. That's the first point. And also, since 2020, the Federal Reserve has printed $4.8 trillion. Like the balance sheet just doubled in 2 years. That's insane. Now that we understand a little bit from the supply side, that people stop producing, and a little bit from the stimmy checks, the money printing, like basically we call QE or quantitative easing, that basically is just print money out of the thin air and you don't have to produce anything. So now let's put all these things together. When you decrease supply of things by sending people home and not to work, not produce anything, and you increase demand, just giving people money, you just, there is in economics, there is a chart that is between prices and quantity. So when you decrease basically supply, the quantity of things, the price of those things are gonna go up. So for that reason, when you go to the grocery store, everything is more expensive. Even when you go to Walmart or Target, you just see empty shelves, like you're missing one day bread, the next day you're missing eggs. Every time it was like that. So with the government, how the government react to the COVID, in my opinion, that's wrong. That's a topic for another video. But the way that the government react to the pandemic and everything is just make a disruption on the real economy. As you can see here in this chart, right in the middle, you can see that that's the balance between supply and demand. So quantity and how the supply is of the things. But when you reduce the supply and increase the demand, giving more people money, prices go up. That's simple. That's basic economy. That's one of the reasons why we have inflation in 2022. Another big driver of inflation is energy. Biden took office in January 2022, and the price of oil per barrel was around $52 per barrel. Biden took a lot of action against the oil companies. He made it illegal to drill and take the energy and the oil out of the floor. So he was with the Green New Deal, trying to go all green. So basically what Biden did just reduce the production of oil, the energy and everything. So the price of oil started to increase a lot. Just before the Ukraine war, which started in February 24, 2022, the price of oil just increased to $96 per barrel. That's an 81% increase in just 2 years. So for that reason, when you go to the pump, to the gas station, the prices are insanely high. Here in California, it's almost around $6 to $7 per gallon. That's a lot of money that you are spending in gas. And how these prices are destroying demand. That's a topic for another video also. If you want to know more, keep watching. Biden, at one point, he was blaming Russia that the inflation it was Russian fault. So like I said, you have to know the truth. Just go Google the price of oil, and you will see, like I said, an 81% increase since Biden took office. But when Russia invaded Ukraine, the price of oil just went to 129 or 130, around those prices. So that's just a 40% increase. I'm not saying that it didn't increase for that, because the gas at the pump and the energy to heat your home or to use the AC, it increased, but it's not Russia's fault. It helped a little bit to have higher energy costs, higher inflation. It's not the main reason that we're having all these problems in 2022. One of the biggest drivers that the CPI, that is basically the inflation number that we are seeing, is coming from the energy side. So, because if the energy, the gas at the pump increase, everything is connected. So when you produce a good, you need trackers, you need a lot of things to produce those goods. Then you need a track to move from one side to another side, to point A to point B. You need trackers. So if the price of diesel just go up, the shipment is going to cost more. So they're going to put that cost to the consumer. So the price of the goods, instead of being, let's say, $10, now it's $20, because they have to charge you more for the energy. For that reason, for all those reasons, and a couple more that I will talk later, we are having inflation in 2022. Don't listen to the media that is Putin's fault or it was the fault of the COVID, because it's not. It was the response of the government to the pandemic, because they sent everyone home and they just print money and give those stimulus checks to the people. And second, because Biden did it illegal to take the energy out of the ground, produce more oil, produce more energy because of the Green New Deal. So don't listen to the media and basically don't believe what the media says. You should listen to alternative media, as you will see in this channel, and I will show you the real story behind all these things that you're hearing in the media. Have a great day.